Right, week 7. Week 7 was easy. I, being back home, nothing really changed. An easier week than the one before. One run less. And I actually did a mistake because I had scheduled to do a long run of 16k and 2 steady state runs, just like before. So 2 times 20 minutes at 70%. And instead I did those steady state runs and then a recovery run of 2 kilometers, which is very different than running running a longer distance. And I only noticed at the end of the week, and I said, well, whatever. That's what happened. I noticed that I was less motivated to run the same routes because the weeks before I had mostly run different routes every time. So it has led me to think about how I want to do my runs and whether I want to do them in the morning still, because in the morning I don't really feel like driving anywhere to then go for a run there. But that might change as well. We'll see. I did one of the long runs barefoot, so that was cool. Let me actually talk a little bit about that. So running barefoot is not very common, but during my bachelor's already and continuously so during my master's in sports sciences as well, I had a lot of contact with physiotherapy students and people who were already physiotherapists, and all of them always praised being barefoot so much. And then later I also was recommended to go running barefoot, so I started doing that, running barefoot and also running in barefoot shoes, and I like it. It does change some things. It changes the gait pattern, the running pattern, so the form changes to accommodate for not being able to land on the heel on most surfaces at most speeds anyway. If you go really slow, or if you're on a soft surface, that you might still land on your heel. And shifting that comes automatically. You don't have to really think about it. And that shift is actually very healthy because it prevents injury, especially when it comes to your knee, compared to running in cushioned running shoes. So cushioned running shoes maybe have their place. I don't know. I'm not an expert in the field, but they certainly allow you to have the wrong form because it doesn't have any immediate negative impact. If you run barefoot and you run on a hard surface and you land with your heel first, it hurts, so you don't do it. But if you run the same way with a cushion, then it doesn't hurt, but still the impact that the cushions, that's how I understand it, is removed from the ankle, but not removed from the knee. So it can actually be more dangerous in that sense for the knee. Anyway, so I run. If you're 4-foot striker, then all of that doesn't really make that much of a difference, I think. So I run in barefoot shoes, and sometimes I run barefoot. So this time I ran 10 kilometers barefoot. It's just a street, sometimes some gravel, so I have to slow down a little bit. And I've not been injured because of that. I've never incurred any injury to my feet, to the soles of my feet, because of running, and I'm really happy about that. I once had an injury when I was walking barefoot, but that's a different story. Yeah. So that's that. What else did I want to say? I wanted to tell you a little bit what I do after I'm done running. So I'll show you some clips here, and when I go running here where we live right at the beach. So on the way back, I have a cool down of running slower and then walking for the last more or less 5 minutes, and then I arrive on the beach. There I do stretches, different kinds of stretches, and then go into the water. So the stretches that I do are probably like the most common stretches after using your legs, but I use a specific breathwork technique to improve the stretching effect. So what I do is, let's say I hold my ankle, right? I'm doing that right now, you can't see it, but I hold my ankle, stretch the front of my leg, and then I breathe in, quick in and out deeply and quickly for 5 times. Hold it 10 seconds or so. While holding, trying to relax the body as much as possible. Then I slowly let go for a count of 10. And then retain for another 10 at the bottom. And still hold, still stretch. Then repeat that 3 times. That does 2 things. One is it helps increasing the stretch without increasing the felt intensity. So through the breathing, I'm able to psychologically let go more of the tension that otherwise I would hold. Secondly, it helps me come back to a normal breathing pattern. Sounds a bit weird, but it is good after the running to actually spend some time with the breath to come back to a baseline level of heart rate, because after running the muscles are fatigued and they need regeneration. They get that when our body is in a state that is not too activated. So through delivering lots of oxygen, more oxygen that is necessary, we tell the system, hey, it's okay, I'm fine, you can relax now, and you can take care of regeneration and digestion and bringing the food to the muscles and letting them rebuild. Yeah, so after I do the stretches, I jump into the water, spend some time in the water. In the winter, that was really also for the cryotherapeutic effect, cold water effect. Now the water is like 22 degrees, which is, how much is that? It's like 70 Fahrenheit. So that effect is not there anymore, not really. It does help me cool down a little bit. And then sometimes I do some more stretches after. Sometimes I'm fine and then just maybe even do meditation and take a shower at the beach and go back home and start my day. Yeah, that's been working really well. It does mean that I have to really consider another 15-20 minutes additional to my running time for my running workout, and that is important for me to keep in mind, because sometimes I forget and then I don't really have time to do my stretching routine, etc. During my day I also do some trigger points, but that is something for another video. For now I just leave it at that. And some of these techniques and the stretches that I do can also be found in this book that I found really helpful, Ready to Run by Dr. Kelly Starrett. I'm not getting paid for telling you this, but this is really cool. Also talks about barefoot running and stretches and trigger points that help improve your running form. Right, that's it for today, and see you hopefully in the next video. Bye.